We are running out of gravity.
What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, rolling out my T67. I'm going to be doing a quick review look at this thing. I guess it's a review. It's just me kind of revisiting the tank. I've had this tank for off and on for quite a while. I think I unlocked it in the first year of me playing World of Tanks. When I originally unlocked it, I didn't really appreciate the thing. Because it is, you know, it's the T67. For those of you that don't know, this is considered one of the most OP tanks in the game, due to the fact, mostly I think because it plays at, you know, it's at tier 5, and down here the skill level of players is, you know, it's somewhat wanting, but the stat padding and kind of the T67 kind of, they both kind of go hand in hand. Whatever, like on the forums, etc., etc., anybody mentions stat padding, you know, oh, he must play a lot of games in this T67. I mean, yeah, this tank is a beast. I mean, it's a tank to be reckoned with. You have to play it well, you have to play it correctly, you have to know what you're doing 100%, because you're gonna die pretty quick. You know, there's a lot of negatives to this tank, but there's also a whole bunch of positives at the same time. So, and but yeah, I mean, and it's kind of like forbidden fruit, you know, the tank. It's forbidden, forbidden, I don't know. Yeah, it's you're allowed to, I guess you're allowed to free market, which I've done, and that's about it. If you play any more games than that, you consider the stat padder, you know. But having said that, it's 100% a ton of fun to play in, you know. And I see myself maybe in like a year or two, you know, with a vast collection of tanks, you know, desired tanks, which I will be playing on a regular basis, and only those tanks, you know. And I see the T67 being one of those tanks, you know. If you roll out in the ELC AMX, nobody calls you a stat padder, but if you roll out multiple games in your T67, you're automatically considered a stat padder. You're a stat padder, la la la, T67. But anyhow, but let's get into this beautiful machine. I mean, it genuinely is. As you can see, I've free marked it. It does look very snazzy with the free Americana stars. Got a wasp on the side there, and you can see it's got cup holders inside. You know, because it's an American tank, you got to have cup holders. Yeah, see, cup holders. But you know, you need to know what you're doing with this tank, because I mean, I kill T67s all the time. But for the most part, it's because the people driving them, they don't know how to play them. They don't know. You should never ever be seen in this tank because of the negative aspects of this tank. And if you're never seen, then you can put the positive, you know, aspects of this tank to good use. You know. Let's have a look at the negatives. First of all, accuracy isn't that great. You know, it's Americana, so it's not that great. Controller's kind of very laggy with the input. As you can see, accuracy at 100 meters, 0.41. That isn't that fantastic for a TD, but it's kind of to be expected when it comes to the Americans. Americans kind of excel in being average when it comes to tanks. You know, they never ever really anything special or fantastic. They just good old reliable, etc., etc. But keep in mind, with Kohler and Brothers in Arms, you can bring that down to 0.37. And what else? Low shell count, that's another thing. it does have only 45 shells. You know, you need to carry a healthy amount of premium, you know, as you'll see me doing so in the vids. But you need to be smart. You know, it is a quick reloading gun. I think it's around the 4-second mark. Let's take a look. There you go, 3.2 seconds, my bad. 3.2 seconds, and you know, with bits and bobs you can reduce that. But you need to be really smart when shooting your gun, because you're going to run out of shells pretty quick. You know, you combined with the subpar average accuracy, combine that with a low shell count, and what do you get? You get games where you're going to run out of shells. So also the alpha on the actual gun isn't that fantastic. You know, it's a 75 mil, and it's 115, so you know, you're death of a million paper cuts, if you know what I mean. You just doing, you know, you're just whittling down their health little by little. Also another big mega negative thing is the actual turret traverse. Where do we see the turret traverse? Where do we see the turret traverse? I'm not sure. Where do we see the turret traverse? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, 18 degrees per second. You know, that is really friggin' bad. And you basically, it's like glue. It's like it's lubricated with honey or something. You know, it just takes forever and a day to turn. But keep in mind, you do have a completely, you know, 360 degree rotating turret. A lot of OTDs don't have that, you know. So the 18 degrees per second is a balancing factor, I guess, you know. But you need to learn how to basically turn your turret before it's needed. So if you're coming around the corner, do not come around the corner, you know, with your turret like this. You know, if the corner's to your right, make sure your turret is already turning, you know, 90 degrees to the right before you come around that corner. Otherwise you'll find yourself lacking, you know, and they're gonna pump some shots into you. So you need to basically learn how to turn your turret before you need to turn the turret, basically. So, and what else? Oh, another thing is the hit points. Where are my hit points? I'm out of whack. I'm out of. I think it was. I haven't got a clue. I think I've got it written down here. Let me take a quick look. Oh yeah, 360. 360. I've got it written down here. So 360 is nothing. You know, it's nothing. 2 free shots. Combine that with absolutely no armor. You do have some angling and all that. But, I mean, come on, you know, 21 to 30, 1 to 20, there's no armor there. So you combine that with 360 health. As soon as you're spotted, as soon as you're lit up, you need to be running away. In fact, whenever you plant yourself somewhere and you're about to open fire, always have an escape route, an escape plan, and, you know, where are you going to go if you're going to lit up? Can you duck behind a rock? Can you run away into cover? You know, because as soon as you lit up, if you get tracked or anything like that, you know, everything is going to pen you. Tier 1s, I think, can pen you. You know, pretty much anything can pen you. The okay factors, I mean, the shell velocity is pretty decent. That's where are we? Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Yeah, the shell velocity is okay. You know, with the premium shells, it's much better. 990. The shell velocity is 792. I always forget to mention shell velocity. It's okay. It's nothing fantastic. The view range is also okay. but you need to bump that up 100%, you know, 340, you know, so that's nothing special. At these tiers, it's all about the view range, you know. I always say that, you know, because a lot of tanks are very lackluster when it comes to view range. So any bonus plus you can get is 100%, you know, it's going to help you. With Binox, Cola, and Brothers in Arms, you can boost that up to 446. I keep on mentioning Cola. I did originally start playing out the tank with using Cola, but because of the quick reload of the gun, you know, and the fact that you carry premium, because you need premium, you know, you always need premium just in case you're bottom tier, etc, etc, and plus it's not that fantastic accuracy, but I did eventually take off the Cola because it was, you know, it was way too expensive. When you can burn through a lot of you can spend a lot of money on premium within the space of 1 minute. So I eventually took off Cola and I switched it to manual fire extinguisher. The thinking behind me using a manual fire extinguisher instead of an automatic, I don't need an automatic because my plan is I'm never ever going to be spotted. Of course I do get spotted, but it's kind of like you're dancing with death. If you know, you're kind of daring yourself to get, oh, I've got an automatic fire extinguisher, it's okay if I get hit, you know. This way, when you have a manual, it's kind of like, you know, you're not as daring. You know, you shouldn't be too daring in this tank. You know, it will muck you up. The armor sucks, your hit point sucks, you know, and also if you kind of get into it brawling, etc, etc, with another tank, that the turret traverse will screw you over, you know, 100%. But yeah, so those are basically the okay factors and the negative factors. What are the fantastic factors of this tank? The camo value is fantastic, it's phenomenal. Gun depression, you get 10 degrees of gun depression, so that is great. But it is, even though, you know, I moaned a little bit about the gun, it is all about the gun with this tank. You know, with any great tank, it's usually about the gun. It has the best tier 5 TD DPM, damage per minute, out of all the tanks. 2,156. You add Rama, Cola, and Brothers in Arms to that, you can pump it up to 2,700. I mean, that is, you know, tier 10 Tortoise DPM. That is unbelievable DPM. But you know, at the same time, you only got 45 shells. So penetration is I mean, penetration with the TDs at tier 5 is around 140. But having said that, you know, and this tank gets, I think it's 128, 130, 128. So you'd think the penetration is a little bit lackluster, subpar, but it's actually not, because at tier 5 you get the Panzersyphilis, the German tier 5, the Toaster. You know, that tank has 200, just under 200 penetration, and because of that tank, the overall average of the tier 5 TDs is pushed up by 10 to 140, and that tank is kind of like an extreme tank when it comes to penetration. You know, that's ridiculous, getting 200 pen at tier 5. So if you take the Toaster, the Panzersyphilis, out of the equation, average pen of tier 5 TDs is around 130. So it is average, you know, it is not lackluster, you know, at all, you know. And keep in mind, you have the premium shells as well, so, you know, which go all the way up to 177, which is very, very nice. Aim time is very nice, 1.7 I think it was. Let's double check on that. Yeah, 1.7 with Cola and Brothers in Arms. You can bring that down to 1.5, and the last thing I kind of forgot to mention this, which is actually really important, is the speed of the tank. I think it's the fastest. You can see 61 kilometers per hour. It is the fastest Tier 5 TD out there. It's I mean 61. That's unbelievably fast, and it's a great tank. It really is. It's a ton of fun to play in. I mean, you can use it as a scout, you can use it as a TD. It just depends on what the situation calls for. You need to basically be smart about, you know, what your team needs, what the battle needs, where to go on the map, and all of this jazz. You know, but it is OP. You know, it is OP. Equipment, I had Camonet, binocs, and I had coded optics. You know, so because sometimes you needed to be like a hidden sniper, so you used Camonet and binocs. And sometimes you need to kind of be like a, you know, like a scout tank running around like crazy, blasting your gun. I mean, it's definitely up to you, but it's kind of like, to maximize the performance of the tank, I chose these three. You know, keep in mind, of course, binocs, you have to be stationary. Coded optics work all of the time. Do I really need a gun rammer? You know, it's already a quick reloading gun. Do I need a GLD? You know, I don't. You know, you're kind of limited in your options, in your choices. So when it comes to crews, I mean, I don't have my crew in here. I mean, when it comes to the crews, you basically choose the skills and perks that you need to be a hidden sniper. You know, silent driving, camo, etc., etc., and also anything to extend your view range. You know, those things will be the most useful to you in this tank. So yeah, look at it, beautiful, free marked, beautiful machine, absolutely beautiful. Very nice tank indeed, and a lot of fun to play in. Let's get into some gameplay, shall we? And first game, we are on Scorpion Pass, and we're going to be putting the camo values of this tank to good use. There's somewhat the sniping capabilities, but more the camo values, and using the tank as the eyes and the ears for my team, and just playing the role initially in the initial stages of the game as the scout tank for my team, and just giving the entire team situational awareness. There's a set of maps such as Prokhorovka and this map, Scorpion Pass, El Haluf, where you know you're just gonna have a great game. You know you're gonna have a great game because you're gonna find that perfect spot. You're gonna post up, let that camo kick in, and you're just going to provide intel to your entire team, and you're just going to soak up so much assisted damage. Pick and choose when to fire your gun. Look at the distance between yourself and the enemy reds, and you know, decide whether or not it's safe to shoot. As you can see, I've posted up here on this ridge, and it's going to just provide intel on everything that the reds are doing. Basically, I'm going to light up. I think it's like pretty much most of the scene. And but at the same time, you can see I do have some of a problem, of a dilemma, because there is a medium tank to my left, and he's lit up. You can see people are kind of shooting at him, and shots are kind of whizzing past me, and I was debating whether or not to move, whether or not to stay, whether or not to go. But at the same time, you know, this position is so fantastic, so OP. You know, shots still whizzing past myself, but I decided to stay. ELC down below, that is kind of important. You know, there's kind of, either he's a great ELC driver or he sucks. You know, So it's one or the other, and until you establish whether, you know, which one he is, like this gentleman kind of sucks because he's up there and he's lit up and he doesn't move. But this guy is very mobile, he's moving. I do risk it by taking a shot on him, but you know, I kind of figured he was a pretty decent ELC driver, even though he kind of dies soon after. But an ELC can be like, they can post up like 50 meters from you and you wouldn't know it. Well, you wouldn't know it because you would be continuously lit up. But a really decent ELC driver in a really decent with a really decent ELC crew can just cause you so much havoc, give you such a big headache. You can see him to my left there on the minimap. He does eventually die. So he wasn't that much of a hassle, wasn't that much of a problem. But you know, there's certain tanks you see, it sucks. Yeah. No offense to the guy, absolutely. We're yet to use any premiums, so we're good to go. But you can see that the accuracy is there. It's not there, but it is there. It's not fantastic. It's not great. It's very typical American accuracy. You know, it's reliable up to a point. You know, it does the job, but it's not fantastic. It's not German accuracy, if you know what I mean. So, 80-50 I wasn't expecting. Yeah, but there you go. That's a very typical example. On point, but the shot previous was way, you know, way above the tank. And now we kind of we really haven't kind of annihilated the Reds captured KV1 there. Not sure what he was doing. You're very limited on this map as far as heavies are concerned. E3, nice juicy soft target. And it's around this stage you're kind of debating, should you push? You know, when is the mopping up stage kind of going to kick in? And because you don't want to miss out on that. You know, half of your XP, half of your damage is going to come from you playing it smart, etc, etc, and half of your XP, half of your damage is going to come from, you know, the mopping up stage. So it's kind of important to recognize when it is the mopping up stage, and you want to get in there quick, but you don't want to overextend, you don't want to overreach, because you know you'll end up missing out, you'll end up getting killed, and if you're too reckless, etc, etc. But you can see me looking at the map, and the greens are kind of pushing forward. And I decide, okay, yeah, it's the mopping up stage. It's the very, very early stages of the mopping up stage. Let's go for it. So I know who's shooting. That's a fast repeating gun, you know. That's the captured KV1. Very quick reload. So finally load up some premiums, and I'm going to take out the captured KV1. And you can see I'm kind of, I still don't know, you know, are trees, do they provide camo? I haven't got a clue. As I'm shooting him, I'm shooting him through the trees. I'm guessing so. He's only 300 meters away. My camo net has kicked in, and you know, and then there's my camo factor, so, and I don't get lit up, and etc, etc. So there's multiple things going on there, basically. And you can see me, I'm going to push past this Japanese heavy, but I'm going to take off the cruise control because there's a lot of foliage up ahead, lot of shrubbery, you know, and there's a lot of red still left over. We're only leading 8-5, you know, so it's not in the bag, you know, the victory. But, you know, most of the kills have been down to me lighting up absolutely everything, you know, so yeah, you can see the cruise control is off. I'm gingerly moving along, and it's an OI experimental, and I cannot mess with it. And you can see now exactly how fragile the T67 is. So I thought, oh, you're dead. I lose almost, you know, 50% of my hit points, and I do lose my CB radio, but it's all good, you know, it's all good. And now we're kind of, we need to anticipate turning the turret on the OI experimental. We need to carefully choose our moment when we're going to pounce on the OI. At the same time, I see the TD to my right, the ARL, and now the OI is kind of engaging two Japanese heavies on my team. I muck up that first shot. I think I get the kill. Do I get the kill? And at the same time, you know, I'm looking at the TD. What's he doing? What's he doing? Can he see me? Can he see me? And we're good to go. So picking up 4 kills. I decide that, you know, let the Japanese heavies have the arty kills. I'm gonna take out this TD. But as I'm making my way up here, you know, I'm lit up. So if he's smart, he's fully aware of where I am. I'm slowing down to move my turret at the same time. 1 shot, 2 shot, and now I muck it up. And he's smart. He just he's like, oh yeah, there you go. That's how. Very fragile tank. But GG, you know, GG. It was a GG. What can I say? It was a fantastic game. It was GG. But what can I? Kind of totally mucked it up there in the end. T67, fantastic tank. No, nice bit of silver, 2.5k assisted, 1.6k actual damage. So, you know, scout medal, all of that stuff, gold mastery. Moving on to the next game. And second game, we are on El Haluf, like I mentioned before. Bottom tier as well. You know, we're in a tier 5 tank in a tier 7 game. I think all 3 games that I commentate over with bottom tier each and every time. It just kind of showcases how to use a tank properly. I mean, effectively, but at the same time, you know, it's OP. It's OP. You know, in the right hands, if you know what you're doing. Once you're lit up, you're risking it 100%. It's like TikTok, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. You know, 360 hit points, what do you expect? And but just like Scorpion Pass, we're heading for the middle. We're gonna let our camo kick in, my binocs kick in, and we're gonna be lighting up as many targets as possible. We see a Skoda to our right, but he's not gonna light us up, so we should be good to go. Champion there, the Panzer 510, whatever the heck it's called. I'm debating here whether or not to take shots at this T29. It's a formidable tank, so you know, you want to get those shots in, that damage in. You know, if at all it's possible, like, you know, attempting to track the gentleman. And here we go, he shows us his side. I don't want to use up my premium, and there we go. It's 1 pen. Nope. And he decides to call it a day and gets the hell out of Dodge. You know, those type of tanks are kind of important to inflict as much damage or take out in the early stages of the game, because he's top tier. He's the E100, and you're the, you know, you're the tier 8 TD, if you know what I mean. So when you get into a battle, look at who's top tier, who are the most important tanks, targets that need to be taken out as soon as possible, because a full health T29 in the end stages of the game will, you know, it's going to be a very, very tough opponent to take out 100%. Taking my time, you know, it's all gravy, it's all cool. Just be patient, just wait. Pardon me. Try order aim there. Pardon me. And I do risk it somewhat here, because you can see I am lit up. But possibly, maybe, I'm guessing he's lighting me up, and nobody else has line of sight on myself. Because when I do finally take him out, you know, the detection and sixth sense does go away. So I'm guessing that's what was going on there. So now it's time to take out the Skoda T25. He's on low amount of hit points. This is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And you can see I'm anticipating that the turning of the turret. So, you know, duck into cover real quick, lose that spot as quick as possible. Anything that hits you will pen you. You know, anything, 100%. Currently leading 6-5, but that's, you know, nothing to write home about. 7-5, and now we're moving in. What do we see? That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah, that's but at least you know, make contact with the actual tank. That would help. Again, like I said, you know, 7 to 6, so it's definitely not in the bag, the game. But it would help if I could take out artillery. But need to be cautious here, you know, because we're heading into enemy territory. Need to be cautious, need to be careful. Yes, we can. Before he disappears, before he disappears. There we go. 1 pin. 1 for luck. We're almost out of standard ammo. Gotta be switching to premium in a second. Looking for that artillery. It's kind of like a little boost. It helps out, especially in the end stages of the game, to take out artillery. He should be up here, and there he is. He's not moving, which is nice. 2. He's gonna take 4 shots. Seriously? Oh, he's gonna take more than 4 shots. He's gonna take 5, 6 shots. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Yeah, it should get it. There we go. There we go. And now we're actually losing 8 to 9. We've had a fantastic game so far. Look at this thing move. Look at this thing hustle. And now I'm assuming, you know, the Reds are pushing towards our base. They've took care of business up in the north, and now they're pushing towards our base. But at the same time, you know, there's some are smart. They might be retreating to help out. There we go. And I do get lucky here. I do get lucky here. My gun basically saves me. I don't really need the premium, but you know, that's all that I have. I do get lucky. Low rolls. Now we take him out. Now we've regained the advantage, 10 to 9, and yes, they're kind of pushing towards our base. And I believe that's the Churchill, and he's on full health, so I need distance. He either needs to be distracted, or and I take him out, you know. But it's one or the other. I cannot, you know, face him. I'm on 33 hit points. And he needs to be dealt with. If I need to make my way over to our base, you know, I can take the long way around up here towards the north, but he needs to be dealt with 100%. And I'd much rather deal with him at a distance and take him out, because he is a threat. He's a problem. Just like I was talking about the T29. I'm somewhat risking it here, because I'm exposed myself. He's distracted, and I have to go for it, you know. And there we go, we take him out. Duck, duck, into cover. M6, can we? And he ducks behind the hill. And this game's in the bag, it should be. Trouble is, where is that TD? I do believe it was a Hellcat, and he gets taken out. And there we go, Hellcat on full health. So, you know, but there's too many of us, you know. There's too many of us. Looks like he's going for the artillery. And a GG indeed. We're going to pick up a 6 kills, Top Gun medal, 23 pens. We only got 2 spotting ribbons, so that was kind of surprising. And almost getting my 7th kill, but you know, it was not to be. But you know, GG's, GG's. Absolutely fantastic game for my T67, picking up 2,300 damage, gold mastery. Not bad at all. On to the final game, 2,200 base XP. Not bad. And final game, we are on Liberty Falls, which recently got a tier buff, if you want to call it. I think it was only up to, you could play it only up to tier 4 or 5. I think it's up to tier 8 now. It's not a bad map. It's definitely not a tier 10 map. I mean, I have no complaints about it. And in this final game, you're just going to be, I think it's mostly speed, the TD capabilities, and the sneakiness of the tank. I'm not going to be playing the scout role. I will make a few mistakes here and there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a fantastic, amazing game. And you can see in it, I planted myself up there on the ridge. I was hoping, you know, a medium or two would head out into the middle and just light up the targets, but it was not to be. I do make a bit of a kerfuffle here, but I fully recognize what an E3 can do. You know, it's just this mega fast reloading gun, and it just needs to be taken out ASAP. And this was my initial response, you know, towards this guy needs to die, you know, as soon as possible. I couldn't understand why 2 or 3 tanks could not take out, you know, this one single tank. And but anyhow, he gets taken out, so we're good to go. So now we can resume. We're going to be pushing on the 1-2 line, as you can see. Craft Panther. I forgot to mention again, you know, this is bottom tier. It's tier 7, 6, and 5. And this is going to be simply a case of unload premiums, and I just wait for him to shoot his gun, and I shoot in between it. Attempt to hit his hatch, but you know, it works and it doesn't work, etc, etc. Have loaded premiums. There we go. We do manage a pen there. No, nothing there. And just assisting with this push on taking out the Craft Panther. You know, I do get another pen there on him. I do respect the accuracy of this tank, the Craft Panther. You know, even though it's very low alpha, it's comparable to the T67 alpha. But he decides finally, you know, to duck out of cover. A KV2, one shot by KV2, so easy. So. And as you can see, we're losing considerably. You know, we're losing 2 to 5. So initially, I'm waiting here. Is the Craft Panther or the? And yeah, it looks like the Craft Panther fell over, you know, the waterfall, the cliff there, and died. Is the KV2 gonna pop out? Can I get a shot on him? But you can see what's happening in the middle. There's a bit of a push side this side. Okay, we need to eliminate this push if it's all possible. T1 heavy. I do risk it. I think I get lit up here, which was a bit of a risky move. The fact that I don't move, you know, but I'm like, I need this damage, you know. I was free marking the tank at the time, and I do lose it, you know. I do lose my 6th sense. All of his health down from max to 0, easy peasy lemon squeezy. T28 HTC. It's all about the boobies. But at this distance, you know, I'm not going to get the boobies, so we just load premiums and shoot into his side. We do manage 2 pens, but you can see I'm burning through my ammo like crazy, especially my premium ammo. I only have 2 premium shells left. KV2 off in the distance. I switched to regular standard out ammo. Wolverine, yes you can. Good thing I switched to regular ammo because, you know, I don't really need the premium. But again, they're going to attempt to push down the middle here in a second, I think. And I see off into the distance there's a T67, so there's instant respect there. You know, I want to go the distance. Your hit points are even more so important when you're actually losing, like we are at the moment, 5 to 7. So I want to preserve them. But at the same time, you can see there's 3 tanks in the middle. They just took out one of ours, so you know, another bit of a kerfuffle. Oh. Problem here is that both these guys are on low health, but I am exposed, you know, to all the tanks that are up there on my left. I should have pulled up to the rock in front of me, but you know, I did a kind of adrenaline rushing and all that stuff, and I do eventually repair my tracks. And there, yeah, see, I should have done this straight away, but I didn't, did I? And now we pull down behind the safety of the rock, still losing 8 to 10. Let things calm down, lose your spot, lose your sixth sense, still firing at me, and resume. And exhale. And we're good to go. And now we're going to, again, attempting to push the 1-2 line. What can we do on the 1-2 line? Within a blink of an eye, you know, I had all my hit points, and now I've lost them, and that was down to a foolish mistake when I slept down the side of that cliff, and then I didn't duck behind the cover of the rock that was directly in front of me. So mistakes will cost you dearly, you know, in this tank, 100%. They will just, there's no second chances once you are exposed, once you are lit up in the T67. So it is granted, you know, it's a fantastic OP machine, but the balancing factor is low amount of hit points and no armor, you know. So once you do get lit up, you're dead. Weighing my options, not sure what I'm going to do here, because I'm looking at my ammo count, 16 shells, and yeah, so here we go. No choice but to fire. I mean, you have to fire, but at the same time I realize, you know, my ammo is just going down, it's going down, it's going down, you know. And there we go. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I have to do this, you know. I load premium. And the thing about this tank, the T28 HDC, is those boobies. You got to hit those boobies. You got to hit those boobies spot on perfectly. And now I'm out of premium. You know, again, you know, it's just no. I mean, how many shells am I wasting here? But it's the T28 HDC. Finally, get the shot that I need. But I wasted what, 8-10 shots there in order to get the kill. And how much of an advantage is that for myself and my team? You know, the fact that I'm only on 4 shells. I'm only on 4 shells. Now, I need something spectacular, something amazing, something fantastic in order to get a victory, you know. Initially, I kind of stick my nose out here, see if I can light up anybody, and sure enough, I do. I load up actually 2 targets there. SU-85, not that much of a problem, but I think it's a KV-1 on full health, so as I turn, I kind of look at the health of my compadre there in his Japanese heavy, and he's on minuscule amount of health. So now I'm waiting for the Skoda to be distracted. At the same time, I'm trying to lose my sixth sense, and yeah, switch to close quarters. He takes out the whole eye, and just go for it. Just go for it. Just what the hey, what the hey, you know, just go for it. Maybe something amazing, something spectacular, but not today, not today, not today. So, and there you have it, the T67. I was just about to run out of shells, so I mean, you know, I guess I could have been the scout, but anyhow, T67, fantastic, amazing tank. For those of you that are about to switch off, please don't, because if you stay, you will witness an unbelievable feat of epicness performed by this tank. Yeah, stay and watch. Stay and watch. T67, Stat Padder's Delight tank. What can I say? Fantastic, amazing machine in the right hands, and all of that jazz. Take it easy. Adios, muchachos, and Cue the music.